Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make these really quick and simple pumpkins. So this is a nice decor for your house or a little gift for somebody. And like I said, they work up quickly, very easy. And so let's go ahead and get started. So what you will need is some size 4 yarn, but really you could use any size yarn, and you can make these any size you want. The ones that I'm going to make today are about 3.5 inches across and about 2.5 inches in height before the stem. But you can make these any size you want. You could use a thinner yarn or thicker yarn. It will just make them a little bit smaller or a little bit larger than what I have here. I'm going to use I Love This yarn, which is a size 4, and today I'm going to use the color Sun Gold. And then you will need a size 5mm hook, a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. And you'll need a little bit of polyfill to stuff your pumpkin, and then you'll need something for the stem. So I used cinnamon sticks. I bought these off of Amazon. You can get them at any grocery store as well, or several places online. And I just use half the stick, so this is about half. I just break it in half and use for the top. You could also use just a regular stick from outside, or any kind of craft stick. And you could also just crochet the top of the stem if you'd like. But today I'm going to be using cinnamon sticks. And then any kind of embellishing that you'd like. I just use a little bit of this twine to make a bow at the top. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, to start we're going to make a slip knot, but I want you to leave a long tail in the beginning because we're going to use this to sew in the bottom of the pumpkin later on. So I don't know, maybe about 6 to 8 inches, leave a tail, and then go ahead and get your slip knot. And we're going to chain up 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And for round 1, we're going to start in the second chain from the hook, and we're going to single crochet in. I'm going to do the back bump. I think that's a good idea for this project. You can do regular single crochet starting in the second chain and just single crochet across, but I'm going to turn and work in the back bump only because it just leaves a cleaner edge there. So we're not going to go into the very first one here. If you're not familiar with the back bump, this is the back bump of the first stitch. And then you can see the second one here, the third one. And once you turn and start working in them, it's a little bit easier. So skip that very first one, and we're going to work in the second and just do a single crochet. And then I'll do a single crochet in the next back bump. And then the next. And you're going to single crochet all the way down, and you will have 16 single crochet when you get to the end. So go ahead and pause the video, finish up yours, and I'll meet you after the 16th. Now I'm coming up to the end here. I've done 15. Make sure you get into that very last one. You can see the back bump right there. Make sure you get into that very last one for your 16th single crochet. And if it's curving like this, that's okay. It will straighten out as we go. All right, so to start round 2, we're going to chain up 1 and turn our work. And we are going to start with a single crochet in the very first stitch. And then in the next 14 stitches, we are going to do a single crochet in the front loop only. So if you are unfamiliar with that, here's the full stitch. We normally go under, sorry, let me turn that, hold on. We normally go under both pieces of the stitch, right? It looks like a little V that we go under. Well, here's the front loop, here's the back loop, and here's a full stitch. We're going to just do front loop single crochets. So it's just a regular single crochet, but you're just going to pick up the front loop only. It leaves a nice ribbing that way. So the very first stitch will be a regular stitch, a regular single crochet, and then the next 14 will just go into the front loop only. So go ahead and work all the way down your project. and I'll explain why we're doing a regular in the front of each row. And then when you get to the end, after you've done 14, you'll have 1 stitch left. You're just going to do a regular single crochet in that last stitch. Okay, so the very first stitch and the very last stitch of every row are going to be a regular single crochet. And this is a really easy repeat. We're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 throughout. So that was row 2, and we're going to chain up 1 and turn our work for row 3. And for row 3, we're going to start again with a single crochet in the very first stitch. And then in the next 14 stitches, we're going to do back loop only single crochet. So if you turn your work, you can see here's the full stitch, here's the front loop, and here's the back loop. And we just want to go into those back loops for the next 14 stitches. Okay, and the reason that we're doing a regular single crochet in the very first stitch and the very last stitch is because it just leaves a cleaner edge, so that when we put this whole thing together, it will be really easy to pick up those stitches, and you'll see once we get to that point. But this is going to be your repeat pattern. You're going to repeat rows 2 and 3, which will just be a single crochet stitch, and then 14 either front loop single crochet or back loop single crochet, and then the very last stitch, like for this round or this row here for row 3, is just going to be a regular single crochet again. Okay, and then you'll chain up and you'll turn, and now we're going to start row 4, so we go back to row 2 again. So all of your even rows are going to be front loop only single crochet, and all of your odd rows will be a back loop only single crochet. So I want you to go ahead and finish up to, you're going to go through round 25. So this is round 4, or row 4. You're going to go through row 25, and I will put the instructions up here for rows 2 and 3. You're just going to repeat those back and forth. So go ahead and pause your video, and then I will come back when I've finished row 25. And don't cut your yarn or anything. We're gonna work with it from there. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, welcome back. I've gone ahead and finished my row 25, and yours should look something like this. And just for future reference, if you want to make this larger or smaller, you can just change the amount of starting chains. So if you want to make it larger, obviously do more chains. And then what I would do is however wide your project is, double that width, and that's what you would want for the length. Okay, so mine is about 4 inches wide, and I did about 8 inches in length. And it's just roughly. But if you want to make them larger, you can make a really big one. You would do the same exact thing, just use either a larger yarn or more chains to start with, and more rows. All right, so from here, you'll see there's 2 sides. This side is going to be our right side. This is the side we want on the outside when we're finished. And then you can see this is kind of like ribbed. It has like a nice pattern. And then the back side looks more like this, kind of like flatter. I don't know if you can really tell. But what we want to do right now is put the wrong side on the outside and fold this up. So fold up like this with the wrong side facing out, and you're going to turn your work like this because we need to stitch up this row here. So what you'll do is put your hook right, you can chain 1 if you want, or you could just, here, I'll just go ahead and chain 1. And then put your hook right into this very first stitch here, and then pick up on the other side. We're going to pick up the stitch on the other side, and we're just going to slip stitch right through there. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch all the way across. So just match up each stitch. There should be 16, and slip stitch your way across. Okay, you can do yours and pause the video, and I'll meet you right back. All right, when I finished here, it should look something like this. And we're going to just chain 1, and then we're going to cut our yarn, but leave another long tail to sew in. This will be the bottom portion. Okay, so go ahead and pull your hook out, and you should have something that looks kind of like a sleeve at this point. All right, and then we're going to, we're going to flip our project inside out now. And this will actually be the right side out. So that way the seam is on the inside. Okay. And from here, we're going to stitch up the bottom. It doesn't matter which side is your bottom. Just choose a side and go ahead and put your yarn on the needle. And to cinch up the top, we're going to go in and out of stitches, like kind of like every other stitch. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to go this way and then come back through another stitch. So I kind of skip over every other one. And you can see here, like that's why we did the single crochet on the ends, because it's a little bit easier to see. If we had just gone into the front and back loop only for those stitches, this would have been a little bit harder to work into. So just go all the way around until you get back to the front. I have a piece of hair here. And we're just going to cinch this up like a drawstring when we get back around. Okay, so there's the front. And then you'll just pull that tight, and it should cinch up like a drawstring. And you're going to feel like you need to keep pulling it because it won't feel like it's coming undone. So what I do is just kind of go around here now. Just put your needle through and pull. And I go all the way around the whole thing, like at least one time, until you get back to the beginning. And this looks different for me every time because it's just the way you pulled and you know which stitches you went into, and that's okay. So go ahead and cinch it up, and then I just go through to secure it, like maybe go through the whole part on the bottom there, and then I'll go through a stitch and just put like a little knot, but don't tie this off yet. Okay, just leave that. And then from there, the bottom should look something like that. It doesn't have to look great, it'll sit fine. And we're going to stuff our pumpkin. So you don't need a lot of stuffing because you don't want this to be something like an actual stuffed toy. It should, you know, have some give and just be able to sit up. So go ahead and stuff as much or as little as you'd like. I think I usually do about that much. You could always put some more in at the top once we're done. And then from here, we are going to do the top the same way as we did the bottom. We will go all the way around the top and cinch it up. So let's do that. And while we're doing that, I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope this is an easy project for you. And I have a lot of other YouTube videos with patterns and stitches and all kinds of things, like something for everybody. So please take a look at my channel if you're not a subscriber. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. And if you could like the video, that helps me a great deal as well. So I appreciate that. And leave any comments below. Let me know how this worked for you and what yarn you used, what colors. I love to hear all of that. So if you could comment, I'd be super happy about that. And if you make this and you're on social media, please tag me. I am at Creations Misfit on YouTube, or on, YouTube, but also Instagram and TikTok. All right, so pull, but don't pull all the way because now we're going to put our stem in. So whatever you're using for your stem, I'm going to use this cinnamon stick. Now these will come out if you, mine are in there pretty good, but if you pull and pull, like if you have a little kid or something, they could definitely pull that out with enough force. So I try to just kind of make a little hole in my stuffing and just stick this down there as best as I can. And then once your stem is in, whatever you're using for your stem, you'll just pull this really tightly. Make sure it goes okay. And then we're going to insert this like right into the middle, like next to your stem, and you're going to put it all the way through to the bottom, like right in the middle of the bottom if you can, and pull tight. And that's what will kind of shape your pumpkin. You might have to push your stem in a little bit more or readjust, but that will pull your, yeah, mine's a little off here, which is fine. And the thing is about these, like no pumpkin is perfect. You know, they all have their own little shape, so it doesn't have to be a perfect like round look, or, you know, your stem doesn't have to be perfect. That's what's great about this project. So you're going to do that, and then I tie this, make sure you're pulling it tight still, and then I tie these two pieces together on the bottom to just secure it tightly. And then I do another knot here, secure it more. And if you want, you can take these strands and go up, back up through and back down. I don't feel like I need to. Mine feels secure at this point. So I'm just going to thread this, and I'll just take, because I knotted it, it's all good. I'll just put it through the bottom somewhere and then come out anywhere in the pumpkin. And because it's through the stuffing, it's really secured now. And I'll do the same for this one. So I hope this was a good project for you. Like I said, let me know below. And if you have anything that you'd like me to make a video for, like I said, I do have a lot of stuff up already, so please take a look at those. But I will keep making videos as well, so check back. And if you subscribe, you'd get a notification anytime I post something new. But if you have any suggestions for anything, let me know. And then once you get this, you can just do your little, where's my piece? Oh, my piece of twine. If you want to do some twine at the top, or like little, I don't know what, little curly cues or something more, you could do that. I just tie this kind of on here. And that's that. So thanks again for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope this was easy enough for you. I love fall, and I love everything about fall in this season, so I was really happy to make these. So have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.